to my second stream here at Immortals Inc. in Rocky River. I will be working on Sora's Sunblood. I'm going to try my hardest to get them finished today. I even brought my next project just in case. So, where we left off was I had just finished adding a little bit of highlights to his skin here. And I did a lot of work on the shield. The shield's looking real nice. I want to add some reflection spots to it today. So let's get started. First thing I want to do, since I had 2 weeks to think about what I'm going to do with him, I want to add some blues into the shadows and the crevices of his skin. So that's normally what you want to do with flesh. You want cool colors in the shadows and warm colors in the highlights. So to do that, I think I've had a little bit of indecisiveness with what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to thin down some of this Drakenhof Nightshade from Games Workshop here. I'm going to thin it down and just kind of deposit it into the recesses here. And I'm going to mix it with some Lamian Medium. I lost my flow aid that I normally use. I don't know where it went. I'm going to keep looking for it. It's not working? It's on. Yep. And it's back here. Alright, just keep painting and talking. So, mixing this in here. It's real nice and thin. I'm gonna use a size 1 brush to kind of be neat and clean with it. Alright. So I'm gonna start with his toes here. My hands are shaking for some reason, so that's always real nice. And okay. And you can, not sure if you can see right now because we're messing with the screen, but it's really starting to bring out the definition in his skin. Yeah, I don't want to bring this. Yeah, I paint so close to the table. There we go. Am I able to be heard yet?
Yeah, it's just quiet.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It was just working. I'm gonna add this around his scars too, so you can really see them. Start building up the contrast on his skin here. Put it around his everywhere, basically. You can see the difference. I added it in this foot, but not this foot. It's really starting to look like a shadow now, instead of just a pink dinosaur, which pink dinosaurs are cool too. Alright. Working on... Oh. I wish the chat made a ding noise. Can't... I can, like, not look up forever. Oh, there I am. Double hearing myself. Can anyone hear me now? I'll get this sound thing figured out to a T soon enough. Let's see. Starting to really look good in his biceps there. So I don't know. Can I be heard? Does anyone hear me yet? Just want to make sure before I go off on some sort of tangent. Oh, a bit. I'll try speaking louder. Sometimes I mumble and I'm a little too quiet. Let me know if this sounds any better, maybe? I'll wait and see. I'm about halfway done with this blue. Once I finish it up, I'm gonna start adding some highlights to the skin, assuming that it'll be mostly dry. I'm really trying hard to finish this dude today, but I don't want to rush, so we'll see. It's faint but not bad. Alright. Move my microphone closer. Can't really move it a whole lot. Where's that? Just hanging off my shirt. Oh, hey! Thank you for joining. I apologize that I didn't post what time I would be starting, because I don't know what I was thinking. That would have been key information to include. I'm liking that group so far. Alright, sounding better? Soon I'll just start yelling. I'll start yelling. Alright, so now that I have made him a purpley pink cupcake dinosaur, we'll start bringing it up. I'll want to bring it up to a very pale off-white. We'll see how far I can get that, for it. So it looks good. Yes. Lots of supportive women there. That's what we need in the hobby. More women. Alright, so I think this is the color I was using last time. It looks pretty similar. It's the Edge Highlight Decala Lilac. So I thought I had a little bit more of a paler purple. No, that's darker. I'll just make one. I won't be too lazy. Mix a little bit of this Ulthuan gray in with the lilac color and see what we get. I'm just gonna start winging it. Can't spend all day looking for paints, I guess. I'm doing about a 50-50. I really want him to have a lot of contrast, but I still want him to keep a reptilian texture to him, if that makes any sense. I'm going to get a bigger brush, my size 2. My favorite brushes in the world are these Broken Toads. I'm pretty sure I recommended them on my first stream. That and these, the Broken Toads, they're beautiful, light colored handle, perfect tip. I've been using them non-stop. They're basically my workhorses for like the past few months. Sorry if I sound really stuffy. I don't know what to do about that. So I'm starting with his hand here. I'm liking what I got going on. Alright, I will. So You know, my number one is having, I use it the most, so I can't really say it's the brush's fault, but it hasn't lost any bristles. It's starting to lose its tip. The bristles are more likely to fray now, and I find myself washing it way more often than I'd like to. I was thinking of ordering another number one, though, because I still am impressed with it. I personally am not a fan of, I tried the Winsor Newtons, but the Series 7s, I was more of a noob back then, so I may have destroyed them out of my own ignorance, but I don't think I'll buy them again because they deteriorated fast. I'll show you my number one. I've been using, this is my number one. Still looking pretty good. I just washed it before I left though. So. How long did you have it before the bristles started disappearing? That sucks. So, you can see, I'm so bad. I'm using this pale lavender color on his hand so far, and you can actually see the difference if you look closely between the rest of his body. Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead. Christmas time. I think I got mine around the same time, maybe a little bit later. I'm going to start doing his head now, because maybe then you can see it better for the viewers. I probably won't see your picture until after my stream, because my phone is out of sight, out of mind right now. I'm really liking this light purple, violet, whatever you prefer. I say purple. More light? Let's see. Perfect. Alright. I haven't quite decided what color eyes I'm going to give this dude yet. I'm really thinking about a yellow-orange, like a sunburst or sunset color. So let me know what you guys think. This sculpt is so hard to work with. I should have cleaned it up better, but cleaning up models is not my favorite part of the hobby. And sometimes I rush through it, bite myself in the end. Raphaels. I've heard a little bit about those. I've been interested in trying out Rosemary & Co. If you guys have tried those, I've seen a lot of good reviews on them. I like these because I really prefer the long bristles. I just bought a Reaper Kolinsky Sable brush, and it was like $13, and I was like, okay, this brush should be pretty decent. Was not impressed. They make good paint though. Really like the Reaper paints. I'm slowly ordering more and more. Oh, hi Jake. How you doing? I just got an order from Kingdom Death. I ordered the Ringtail Vixen variant one and the Bard, because I was so happy to see that they did another run of the Bard. She's beautiful. Maybe I'll paint one on stream soon, but I'm not that much of a pro yet. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Does not sound fun. Alright, I'm gonna make some more of this paint. I just realized it's like gone and I'm just picking at it. Too busy chit-chatting. Gotta do some more painting. So, I'm slowly working my way through this guy. So if you haven't noticed, I paint with a real brush strokey kind of style. I'm not very smooth. That's kind of, I use a lot of small, tiny lines. Everyone paints differently. I don't like to take my time and be super smooth. I like the sketchy look. I've always been a fan of that. How much are those Raphael brushes? I don't mind paying good money for brushes. The Broken Toads are really nice because it was only like $40 for the 4 of them, and I think I would pay more for them with what I got. I somehow got a lot of blue on this tail here. Sorry, I paint in really awkward directions and such. I'll get used to the camera sometime. Alright, so I think all I need to do is get inside his chest and belly area here. And then I'm going to go on to a brighter color. This one I might go with the pure Ulthuan Gray, because I really don't want him to be purple or pink. That's really just what happened on accident. So I'm going to try my best to rescue him from that. If I do finish this guy today, I brought my next model that I'm going to paint. It's a Reaper miniature. If you remember or were there, I was doing a voting process for this one, and it was a really close tie between this one and the Reaper. Oh wow, that's a lot for one brush. But because the tie was so close, I decided I'll just do her next. No questions asked. So, oh, I need to do his foot. I forgot to put some of that shadow in his foot too. Luckily it's still wet. Alright, I'm gonna do a little. I guess you can kind of see. I wish I didn't. This is a horrible scheme to have with a blue matte. Maybe I should have different color mattes for different palettes that I'm working with. They normally come in like blue or green. the green ones are so hard on the eyes. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna go up to my next color here. So I get a drink. I'm actually just kind of mixing this with whatever's left over from the purple. It's not real strategic. It's just, I don't know. Can't really explain it, I guess. That's just what I do. So I'm gonna use this white very sparingly because it's bright. There might be some things that I fix or touch up off stream, just fine-tuning stuff. And I'll also be doing all my basing and stuff off of stream because no one wants to watch me base. It's a disaster. Well, it actually might be entertaining. Who knows? If there's one thing I would like to improve on top of getting better at painting, I really need to work on my basing. Blick. I didn't know it was Blick. Isn't that who make pens? I didn't know that. No, that's Bic. My bad. I'm sorry. I bought these brushes, my cheap, I call them my $3 China brushes. I use them for a lot of my rough, dirty work. And they're holding up great. I'm real surprised. I got like 4 brushes for $3 and they're nifty. What kind of basing stuff have you worked on, Jake? Applesauce. I haven't had a lot of time to get too creative. I've got so many projects going on. That's why I feel like I never focus on basing. It's because I'm always just ready for my next project. Oh, that's cool. I want to explore with more like natural stuff, like a forest setting. I love those bases. But I don't know. I hate spending time on it. It's a bore. I remember even when I first started painting, I was like, you know what? I'm never going to base any of my models. And then I realized I kind of had to. Oh, cool. Oh, Sylvaneth. What kind of scheme do you have going on with their Sylvaneth? I love seeing the creative schemes. Oh yeah, there is no link there. There is just stars. I gotta... if I'm ever just straight up holding the mini off the camera, you have permission to yell at me. I'm trying to keep an eye on it. grapevine twisties. Oh, that's awesome. I've got a bunch of dead leaves that I use for my Daughters of Cain. They're from Green Stuff World. I love them. And I just backed the Kickstarter from Huge Miniatures with flower tufts. I ordered a whole bunch. I'm pretty sure I'll have like 1,000 flowers delivered to me pretty soon. I can't wait. Everything is just going to be decked out in flowers. It's going to be lovely. So, just wanted to show you the what this white's doing. You can really start to see definition in his skin now. He's starting to look less and less purple with each brush stroke. After this, I might stop focusing on the skin for a bit and work on his scales, or the rocky outcrops that you would call scales. This shouldn't be too bad. I'm just going to do a little bit of combination of wet and dry brushing on those with some black glazing in between. Man, I really wish I didn't lose my Flow Aid. I need to go buy some more. That stuff was a game changer. Maybe I'll just mix some medium in here. I started doing something, putting all my stuff in dropper bottles. I ordered a whole bunch of dropper bottles and a whole bunch of balls. I've done like 5 because it's so boring. I was on a mission though. I'm gonna finish it one day. Just do 2 and 3 here and there. Oh. Hi, Mom. Mom is on Facebook. Yeah, I don't know if you guys know, but this is being streamed on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. But all the comments are conglomerated in one. So I don't think you can see other people's comments from other platforms. I'm not sure. So I'm not talking to myself most of the time. Yeah, the reason I started doing it was because I bought a case that has holes cut out for the dropper bottles. And I was like, well, time to drop more money on bottles and balls. Alright, so I'm just going to do some final white around here and give it a break. Oh, so you can see other. Okay. Yeah, my last stream we only did Twitch. This one, we got it worked out on all 3. I don't know how. I'm not the genius when it comes to this stuff. I just paint. Alright, so I'm gonna do a little twirl around. Maybe my hand will find some better contrast. There you go. He's really starting to see all his muscles and the depth in the shadows. I'm pretty happy with that. So I need to take my personal look at him. You know, maybe I'll just go ahead and do his eyeball right now. I don't think I didn't see her when I walked in. Thanks. I sold my entire Seraphon army, but kept this guy because he was my favorite. So that's why he's still around. What was I gonna do? Eyeballs. So I'm rummaging for some orange and yellows right now because I think that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna need that and black. Black. Eventually I want to have a rack set up so I can grab everything real fast. But until then, I will rummage through my toolbox of paint. Alright. Yeah, the league starts this weekend, this Sunday. And I'm trying my best to do it. Problem is getting my own stuff painted. I forgot where you said you're living, but when you're done with school, are you planning on coming back to Cleveland area? Or are you gonna stay down there for good? I need a smaller brush for this. I'm insane. Did you ever just jam your brush against your water cup? Like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, okay. So it's the other way around. I totally just got black in, like, a place that's not even its eyeball. That's why I didn't want to do the eyes. But I figure I might as well get them over with. I'm just gonna cover that, snip it up. I'm just using that lilac color. So his eyes had a really weird spot. I'm gonna try my best to get a decent one done. I'm blacking it out first, which is normally how I start all my eyes. I like to black out the entire bowl and then block in my color from there. And then normally I have to go back in with black. There are 9 people watching right now. That's impressive. Alright, so I'm gonna try and go with the standard slitted eye look. I hope that's fine. And I can barely see this eyeball myself, so I'm starting with, what am I using? Wild Rider Red. Just kind of blocking that in, leaving some black because I want it to appear like a shadow, I guess. It's hard to explain why you're doing the things you're doing when normally you just do it and without even thinking. So, where's an angle you can see it? Basically never. Alright. It'll be a detail for me to see, I guess. After he's all done, I'll get studio photos of him. And by studio, I mean my $10 light box of my cell phone. So now after I did some orange, I'm going to do some yellow in here. Like I said, I want it to look like a sunset kind of color. Eye. Yeah, it's really hard to see. I'm gonna keep trying though, because I'm insane. So now I'm gonna go back and do a line for the pupil. Just gonna be a slitted pupil. So I'm gonna hold it all weird like. What's really awesome is that this dude only has one eye. My eyes never look even. And I try and I try and I try. My right eyes always look decent, but my left eyes don't. Alright, I'm okay with that. Now I'm gonna add... Am I okay with that? Yeah, I'm gonna add a little white reflection in there. I keep telling myself I'm gonna start using a wet palette, but then I don't. I know everyone raves about them. I know it's a game changer. I just don't feel like making one. Not everyone just in the world's the laziest painter. Alright. So, I lost some of my orange and my yellow. Oh, that's all dry. See, if I had a wet palette, that wouldn't be dry. I'm gonna work some of this orange back in there, because I liked the orange. Time is it? 1. I think I'm gonna stream until like 2, quarter after 2. I just want to be at work by 3. I have to go to work after this. I'd rather paint all day. Oh no, I meant to use my blue brush to do that. Alright, I got his eye dotted. Alright, now I think I'm gonna work on his teeth. And this little part in his jaw, that's like this skin. I'm gonna paint it skin colored, I guess. Make it look a little more fleshy instead of matching with his scales. What would I use for that? I'm thinking of using that, this will work for now. I'm going to use golden highlight, I guess. That's the first thing I picked. It's from Reaper. This golden triad from Reaper is amazing. That's how I've been doing a lot of my successful skin tones lately. It's a golden shadow, golden skin, and golden highlight. They are wonderful. So yeah, just kind of put that in there. I'm probably gonna glaze it in like a... I might just leave it. We'll see how I feel. But let's get these teeth painted. His teeth are gonna be like whitish. We'll use this color. This is a Deepkin Flesh. It's one of the new ones. I am a fan of the new colors. And then to fill in this ugly spot of... There's just junk inside his mouth that I'm gonna try and hide. It's really not anything. It's That's why I hate working with these fan cast models, because there's just junk everywhere. I'm gonna just try and fill it in with a little black glaze that I'm gonna make here. Sometimes I just use that to fill things in that I don't like. There is a tongue in there I should probably take care of. I could have just painted it like the color of the inside of his mouth, but I really want the teeth to stand out. So we'll see. If this doesn't work, I can always fix it off stream. Which is probably why I'll be doing some fine tuning, like I said earlier. Here on stream, I just want to do a majority of the work, share my process, chit chat, you know. His mouth is looking nasty now. I'll paint that tongue too. Let's get a pinky color for a tongue. Pink ready. Making up words here. Oh, hello. Yes, I'm doing Seraphon. I love me some dinos. I kind of regret getting rid of my Seraphon because they got really good and I think they're going to get only better from here. Oh, that's fine. I am having lots of fun painting. Alright, now you can kind of see I got his mouth rolling now. Mouth rolling. Singing to myself. I'm looking for Reikland Flesh Shade now to kind of put inside his mouth. Especially inside these skin flaps that I painted. And I just want to fill in this ugliness that was his mouth. I guess it doesn't need to be too pretty since he's a dinosaur and all. Yeah, it should be interesting. I mean, I haven't been keeping up. I haven't been keeping up with 2.0 that much just because I don't get to play as often as I'd like to. So I don't even humor myself with it. But like with the summoning and the spells, oh, they might get nasty. So I think, yeah, I'm gonna go on to what I originally said I was gonna do and work on all this junk here. I'm gonna do some wet brushing action for that, or maybe I'll use my new sponges. I'm always caffeinated. I live off of caffeine. That's why I'm alive. So, when I first started, I will admit my hands were shaking, but my body adjusts. So, this is a sponge in a stick. It's very inventive. I got it from Green Stuff World. They call them weathering sticks. But I use them for all my sponging and stippling needs. I don't actually do a lot of weathering. But I'm just going to sponge some white all around here. It's actually Ulthuan Gray. I never use pure white. So my plan is just to get all these scale rocks sponged up in a bunch of varying different grays and then glaze over it in a black, and hopefully they'll be done from there. I really don't want to edge highlight them all and all that. I will stay out of that. Yeah, this sponge is getting a little too big for what I need it for now. What's really cool about the sponge in a stick is when it gets ugly, you just cut that part off and move up the next part of the sponge. So cool. For a while I was just cutting off foam from Chessex dice boxes. Now I'm just using a regular brush to get this chest piece, because I can't really get in there without screwing the rest of them up. Oh, I heard a noise. What does that mean? Oh, hey, thanks for the follow, Synchronize. I'm sorry, I don't know when that happened, but I just noticed. Oh, that was 40 minutes ago. This computer's beeping and I don't know why. Alright, I was getting sidetracked. You're not really supposed to do stippling and wet brushing with your good brushes, but the brush police aren't here, so I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna replace this one soon anyway. Like I said earlier, it's getting to that point. Alright, so now I'm just kind of getting the spots that the sponge didn't. Alright, now I feel like I'm abusing this way too much. Now I'm just going to start getting the spots that I didn't quite get with the sponge, because it's not as precise. After this, I'm going to go up to a brighter white, which I think would be Pallid Witch Flesh from Games Workshop. And then get up in here. I don't want it to look very uniform. I want them to look jagged and broken and worn. So that's why I'm not going for perfect edge highlights and stuff. See? I did. I changed to my cheap China brush. It is called China. Why is this thing beeping? I don't know what to do. It's gonna drive me crazy. So now I'm going up to Pallid Witch Flesh. I don't think I'm gonna sponge this because I want to use it more sparingly. And I don't care that it's looking a little too light, because I'm going to darken it up, as always. I like to make things really bright and then bring it all together in the end. Every model goes through an ugly phase, as we call it. Kind of like, you know, teenagers and stuff. It's the teenager phase. Get in here. Oh! It just started doing that, which is weird. Because I was just... Okay, now it's bothering me. Because I was just saying how I wish the comments beeped for me. Alright, so, oops. Hi, Amber. That's my sister, everyone. Alright, so I'm gonna show you I think my show's better on my hand. Because I chose a horrible colored mat. Yeah, I love it. Alright. Amber, you said Shane. Is Shane watching right now? Or was that a typo? Because I'd be really upset if he was watching and didn't say anything. That'd be really rude. I'm gonna add my glaze medium to this black that I just made here. About a 2-to-1 ratio. And now we will do black. Alright, I want to show you guys the fun difference that this will make here. I know in my first stream I used purple, but I don't want him to start looking too monochromatic. I want him to look different all over. Oh, well then he must have left. That was rude. How rude. Okay, so just getting all this black in between all of his rocky scales here. You can see it's really working here. Thank you for popping in, Amber. I appreciate it. And everyone who popped in. Because I know the time doesn't work for everyone, but unfortunately, it works for me, so I guess what working second shift does to you. Alright, I'm gonna put some in his horns here too. I got about, oh god, the time keeps going. Tick, tick, tick. If I don't finish him, I only have like an hour or so left, probably. I'm gonna finish him off stream. I don't think anyone will be too upset. Because I want to get the stream moving and working on different models. And getting them, if not to completion, then almost there. And I hope no one has an objection to that. Because if you ever have a question on how I did something, I'll give you the best answer I have. Alright. So now, I think I'm going to work on his toes. I need to do these toes, and I need to do these skulls he's got hanging. Because it's Warhammer. You gotta have skulls with you at all times. If not, then I don't even know why you're here. If you don't have skulls on you. I think I started them in Xandri Dust, so I'm gonna coat them again in Xandri Dust. Alright. No, I actually coated them in a brighter color, but that's okay. It's really funny, because if you see his toe here, it's like huge. Like there, right there. And the whole time I was looking at it, when I was getting him ready to paint, I was like, why is his toe so big? It's insane. And I just went to the Games Workshop store to look up a picture of him to see why if his toe was supposed to be that big, or if it was flash and I had to cut it off. No, it's an armored toe. So I already based it in silver so I can remind myself that he has an armored toe. I'm sure I'm not the only one that confused. I can't be. Oh no. I'm just going over these skulls because I got a lot of purple on them when I was working on his skin. And they're not supposed to be purple. The way I paint, like I guess my go-to process is I do what I call a messy base coat. Just one coat. Basically color mapping, I guess would be a good word for it. I don't worry about clean lines. I don't worry about anything. I just color map it to make sure I like what I'm going with. So as I start working on detailing and stuff, you know, I gotta clean out parts as I go. That's okay. So now I'm going to use some of this Ushabti bone and go over his teeth and his claws that I just did. Using the size 2 broken toad. I'm just going over the tops of them. And then I'm going to put a shade over them after this, I think. Because I want to fill in the ugly parts in between. And I'm just going to kind of wet brush over these skulls to give them a little bit more variation here. And I'll just let the shade do most of the work after I get my initial highlighting done. Do his teeth. I know I did them in Deepkin Flesh, but I don't really care. I'm gonna go with this bone color now. I think I'm gonna get all the organic parts done and do all the italics off stream because let's face it, they're not fun to watch or paint or really do anything with. I'm just a bundle of positivity today. Alright, now I'm gonna do Deepkin Flesh. I'm really starting to like this Deepkin Flesh as a alternative to like Screaming Skull. It's a little bit brighter and has a little bit, maybe a green yellow tinge to it, which is really nice. Oh, I forgot about his thumb right here. And these claws. I always forget about the claws you can't see. I'm painting a whole bunch of Skaven right now, and their claws are like microscopic, but I'm still making sure I paint them. I forgot about this little tooth thing here, hanging from his mace. So I'm just gonna kind of, since it's wet, I'm kind of blending it in, but only because I'm being impatient. Alright. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and get this rope thing. As you can see, it's like tied to the skulls and then wrapped around his waist. And then in his waist, he's got a little loincloth because, you know, he's got to be decent. I'm just gonna do a brown. This is the first brown I saw. It's intense brown from Reaper. It's very intense. So I'm just gonna go over the classic Warhammer tied up skulls. Make a big mess. Reaper paints are great, but sometimes they're way too thin, and I'm like, I don't want it to be thin right now. I just want to get paint on with one coat. I don't always paint with thin down paint. It depends on what it's being used for. So this where, alright, so this goes around like this, it looks like, and then ties up, and then goes around this rock, and then this rock. Sir, you have rocks growing from your back. You should get that checked out. And I think it goes around. See, this is what I'm saying about. I will not be doing another Finecast model on stream again. You bet that. Because half the time I'm like, what is going on here? How should I do this? Is this flash? Is it supposed to be there? The world may never know. If I do end up finishing this guy off stream, I will bring him, I'll take photos and I will bring him to my next stream to talk about for a few minutes. Show him off on the camera. You know, I think that'll be a good thing to do. This guy will probably not be for sale, but a lot of my stuff will be for sale that I paint on stream, so keep an eye out for that. I plan on putting them in a display case at the store here. Maybe, you know, we'll see. I tend to form a personal connection with them, and I don't want to get rid of them half the time. But I need to downsize my collection, so. Alright, so I got all that brown covered up. Squared away here. Let's see. It goes around his waist. Like that. I'm just gonna use Seraphim Sepia. If I brought it. If not, yeah, I brought it. use this lovely stuff here. Even though this axe handle isn't really done, I'm probably just gonna get some on there just because. And then get these skulls done. I hate painting skulls. I normally just try to find the easiest and fastest way to get them to look decent, because there's so many of them all the time. This black glaze is still drying too, but I'm not going to do much other work with it, so it should be okay. So while that's drying, oh, I should probably do his other foot. And this claw up here. And this claw back here. While that's drying, I want to do something with these triangles up here. I'm thinking of doing an alternating blue and orange pattern. Same thing with the leather. Sorry, I have like really bad hiccups right now, or something. His tabard, loincloth, whatever. I'm gonna do with the same blue and orange strips. So I'm gonna start blocking that in. I'm going to use Wild Rider and Temple Guard blue. So I'm just going to start blocking in these triangles here. Seraphon have a very strong Aztec influence, so they got all this stuff going on. I think I'll even make this part blue too. See, that looks nice. Oh, and I wanted to do inside his arm band. They're very small, but they're there. And then this armband. I'm not worried about being too neat, because I still got the other color to go in with, and then I still have to touch up the silver after that. So if I'm not completely in the lines, I won't cry. And I might do this lettering in here too. Whatever that is, I'm not sure. Alright, I got my Wild Rider red here, aka orange. I'm gonna go in with a smaller brush to try and be more neat. And I'm okay with it looking a little bit transparent right now, because after I finish the metallics, you know, I'm gonna work these colors in again. I just wanted to show this part. Do you think that maybe I should make those orange instead? Yeah. I'll make those orange instead. There, I like that more. Alright, now time to go with these itty bitty ones. And these ones. This, it's funny because this is one of the main things I did not like about painting the Seraphon army I had, was all these little details. It was hard to get them painted well for the table without spending too much time on them. And I forgot his other tag here, whatever it is. Don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I'm just going to block in the color. Alright. What am I going to do now? I still have some of the sepia. I'm going to, there we go, put that under his toe. I didn't like that. Okay. So, we got a lot done, and there's still time. I'm going to add my reflection spots on here. It really should make it pop. And if it doesn't, I will call it a wash. Now, I'm not too familiar with doing spots like this, so let's just hope for the best. I want to do it the peaks. All the sharp edges first, and then just add in some spots. So I want it to look like real shiny and glossy without making it glossy. I might put gloss over it after he's all done, but I can't really do that right now. I was working on my Marathi at home, and I made the column that she's entwined about. I made it like an emerald / jade color. And I mixed gloss medium inside a lot of my paints to get a certain effect. And even then, I used Vallejo's metal medium to kind of dry brush it a little bit to give it a certain sparkle that I was looking for. I didn't want it to look metallic, but I wanted it to sparkle. She's not done yet. Maybe I'll finish. I have a long weekend coming up, so maybe I'll finish her. I'll definitely share it. You'll see it on my page and everywhere else. Put a lot of work into her. The beginning of the month, I said I would finish her by the end of the month. So I'm running out of time. Whenever I smudge up a spot, I kind of smudge it with my finger because it's just working for me right now. It's leaving a little bit of a amount of paint that I kind of want there. So I'm just doing a real fine edge highlight on the back of this shield. And maybe a spot like here. And just want to add some like twinkle spots. because I want it, you know, just some twinkle spots. He's already looking shiny already. So now I can't forget about the rest of it. There's still the spinny side. I call it spinny, but it's not really. That's not what it is. And then the sawed edge of it, I guess. I need more paint. I need to find that flow aid. Makes my paint. It slows the drying time out by a ton. And when I'm working with a lot of whites, you kind of need that. Now, I'm not too worried about making the inside of this shield look super reflective and shiny because it's in shadow, but I'm still not going to make it look like I forgot about it, you know? Just going to smudge all that. See. So there's that. You can see, like, it almost looks like it's underwater. Kind of get that look from it. Oh, 22. That is a lot of people. What happened? Okay. So, I forgot about his mace, too. So let's do his mace. Get some white spots in there. Cannot wait to finish this guy. So excited for the next model to do for you guys. That one, my next one will probably be for sale. When I finish her, it's this chick. Like, she's upside down. Gosh. She's a necromancer rising from the dead. So. Alright. I can work on this handle now. I think I was using dryad bark for that, or Rhinox hide. Yeah, here we go. Alright. So, since it says there's a lot of people that just logged in right now to watch, I'm Kristen. I paint models, miniatures, and I'm just painting on stream for you guys. You can follow me on Facebook at Katie Paints Minis, and you can follow the store at Immortals Inc., which is where I am painting from. They let me paint here. It's kind of cool. Sorry, I'm making a mess. So I got some purple in places where I don't want purple. I'm just gonna clean that up right now. I think I'm gonna go until 10 after 2 and pack up, and I gotta go to work then. I'll finish this guy off stream for everyone. So all the legwork's done. You know, we got a lot of his skin looking good, nice contrast. I'm loving the shadows. We did a lot of work on the shield, mainly in the first stream. And yeah, ready to go on to the next. I'm going to use intense brown to go over the ripples in his mace handle. Can you talk a little bit about the brushes you're using today? Yes, I highly, highly, highly recommend the Broken Toad brushes from Broken Toad. It's a set of 4 brushes, and alright, set of 4 brushes, you know, odd, triple odd, 1 and 2, and they're wonderful. Great price point. They last a long time. I highly recommend them. And then the other brushes you see me using are just cheap ones that I pick up from the craft store that don't even have a brand. I just use them to get the heavy work out of the way. I don't do a whole lot. I use them for glazing and washing, stippling. Alright. Thank you for popping in, Belle of Lost Souls. That is awesome that you stopped in. So, I'm also gonna... I forgot about this handle that he's got for his shield. It wasn't even painted. We can get that going on. Thank you! They were my first army too, until I got rid of them all. Cause the army, the list I had going for them just wasn't working. And I got frustrated. You're welcome. Thank you for asking. I appreciate it. I'm happy to see so many viewers in today. I really hope to get more and more each time. Alright, so I blocked that strap in. I really like Nurgle. I'm trying my hardest to finish my current army before I start another one. I've got Daughters of Cain right now. I've got a total of 3 models painted. But then I want to go towards either Tzeentch or Nurgle. All their stuff is cool. I want to use it all, and it's all good for the most part. Looked out with them for sure. I didn't know how good they were. Yeah, that's why I want to start a Tzeentch army, because I don't want to do demons. I want to do what is it? Disciples, or is whatever. I want to do Zangors and the Acolytes, but I heard the Acolytes suck, but I'll probably end up using them anyway. I'm going to block in this loincloth here. Might as well get all the colors in. Yeah, I'm not a fan of playing demons. I don't like the horrors. I don't like horde armies. I've already got one. In 40k, I spam Gene Stealers. In Sigmar, I spam Lich Elves. So I don't want to do that for my next army. Necromunda is cool. I keep saying I want to get into it. Oh my gosh, I cannot get this. It's gonna look like a mess. I really like the Van Sar gang a lot. There. So I'm gonna do blue and then orange in the middle strip. There's 3 strips on him of cloth. Oh, thank you for the follow. That was a half hour ago. I'm so bad at this. I'm sorry. Fat gnome. I love gnomes. Gnomes are great. So that's gonna take a few coats, but I got the blue loincloth. You can't even see it. Alright. I'm gonna do a black. I don't want to do. What I'm gonna do next is put a glaze over the metals and then start working in my brighter silvers. But the problem is the glaze takes a really long time to dry. And I gotta get going soon. And I don't want to pack them up with wet glaze all over, because that's just asking for trouble. So I guess I'll go back to this axe handle for a few minutes, like I said I was going to. The problem about, since I'm not at home, I can't just put it in my case and walk away. I gotta pack up and go to work. Which is cool. I like painting at the store. It's quieter than my apartment, actually. It's weird. So, one thing I've been trying to work on lately is trying to get good wood textures. It's really hard for me to make my wood look decent for some reason. I think it's just a matter of using the right shades of brown. It almost starts looking like bamboo sometimes. If you use but bamboo's cool too. Alright. So here I picked up some Xandri dust. I'm going to go over this handle with. So far this handle is Dryad Bark with Intense Brown by Reaper, and then Xandri Dust by GW. I might even bring it up a notch and then later glaze it in a deep brown, maybe Rhinox hide, tie all the colors together. So I'm gonna go even lighter now, but more sparing. So this color I just actually mixed in some Ushabti Bone with the Xandri dust that I had left over, and I'm just really spotting it in certain places. I don't want the wood to look too even all over. See, here's what we got now. I'm not a backwards thinker. There we go. There. Before I start wrapping things up, I'm just gonna do a nice turn around here. See, got a lot done on him today. I'm gonna start packing up. Thank you everyone for joining. It's been awesome. Had a lot of good chats going on. Lots of people pop in, pop out. I will be finishing him at home. There will be pictures, updates, but I'd say he's 90% done right now. I mean, all I'm really gonna do is work on the medals. And that's it. Thank you so much. Where is the stop button? Is this on? Thank you. The top. Oh, okay. Thank you.